Pictures of you with certain members of Epstein.
Hang on, okay, but look.
3 little girls. Perhaps that's your business, Piers. Every single person who commits necrophilia is mentally ill. I've seen the sweaty bodies bumping into each other, high on ketamine.
What are you trying to say? I sanction the Holocaust?
You literally...
It is a genocide and it is disgusting. My infinite brain that understands vaccines perfect. And I was 95% accurate, which is more accurate than the BBC's ever been about anything. You agree with Zionists.
Neither did I.
Shut up. So you think Sandy Hook was staged?
I don't know anything about Sandy Hook.
So why would you support someone in public when you know nothing about them?
I've been on his podcast. And it's actually, no, let's stop for a second. Please don't interrupt me. I know why you're good at your job. First, you interrupt people a lot, which is good. It's a good skill.
Actually,
and then there you go, prove me right. The other thing you do is, you try and set these traps like now. So you're saying
what's the trap you think I'm setting?
You're saying that I agree with every single point of view a man has.
I literally didn't say that.
You're saying, well, you support Alex Jones.
Why would you misquote me?
Because you're saying you support Alex Jones and you said you've been on his podcast and he said this. When I meet somebody and they show me respect, I show them back.
If Adolf Hitler showed you respect, you'd respect him back.
That's a stupid question, Piers.
It's not. It's a logical extension of your argument.
No, if in 1931 I was walking through Germany and a man come up to me and said, sorry for bumping into you, I'd say, sorry, no problem, mate. I'd show respect back. I don't know. What are you trying to say? That I sanction the Holocaust?
You literally just said
you can't walk down London Bridge without getting stabbed. When the police fail to protect anybody, you're going to see...
Why did you lie?
Yes, they are. They fail on every level.
And are you prepared to apologise?
I'm not going to apologise to anybody who stabbed 3 little girls. Perhaps that's your business, Piers.
Why would you categorise all women who go to festivals in such an unpleasant way?
I think all people who go to festivals are stupid. It is peasantry. I've never been to a festival in my life. I'm not going to stand there and scream and jump up and down for some other human like he's God. I think the whole thing is embarrassing, all of it from head to toe. It's all sweaty peasantry and it's all just drug-fueled insanity. So why are you gendering the argument when I insult the women who go to festivals and also the men who go to festivals? Because all of it is peasantry, head to toe, and I do not regret it. All festivals are peasantry. Anybody who goes, I do not associate with. I've never been to one in my life. I never will.
So if you've never been to one, how do you know what they're like?
I can see enough. I've seen the sweaty bodies bumping into each other, high on ketamine, pretending that the song they heard on the radio at home is now more fantastic because they're listening to it from a loudspeaker.
I get it, but
it's embarrassing.
But to be clear, you've never been to one.
Correct. My infinite brain that understands vaccines perfectly also understands.
We have established your brain is unique.
Correct.
You have a responsibility to be accurate. Do you agree?
Oh, absolutely. And I was 95% accurate, which is more accurate than the BBC's ever been about anything. Or you, for extension, most of the time.
You should have been a virgin when I met you. Haram. All right, Andrew Tate. You're getting very near the knuckle with some of those tweets.
Am I?
You tell me.
I don't think so. And I do mean what I say. If I were to see a girl on a private plane on Instagram, for example, I would assume that a man put her on that private plane. I would not assume she bought it herself.
Should you be such a generalist about these things?
Well, you have to be a generalist when you're looking for in the balance of probabilities and trying to find balance in the world. You have to be a generalist. In general, if I stroke a lion, it's going to bite my hand. In general. There might be a nice one, but I don't want to find out.
The war, Israel and Hamas. What is your view of this war?
It is a genocide and it is disgusting. And it doesn't matter which side of the political spectrum you fall on. When you observe a genocide in front of your very eyes, you should be disgusted.
Which side is waging genocide?
The Israelis are genociding the Palestinians, and you know it as well as everybody else does. That. Well, then it seems like your bosses are not allowing you to know it.
Nick Fuentes, who you call Nick, is clear.
Well, that's his name.
Right, so a white supremacist anti-Semite, Nick Fuentes, blames Zionist plants for amplifying and directing these riots.
He's talking about Tommy Robinson, who's openly Zionist. Do you believe Tommy Robinson incited these things? Because if you do, you agree with Nick Fuentes. You have just been sitting here saying Zionists have been pushing these riots
just to be clear,
this whole interview, sir. So you just fell into the exact same trap. You agree exactly with what Nick just said. So now you're going to sit here and say, oh, he's a white supremacist to try and get gotcha moments when you fail with your own point of view.
Just to be clear,
Tommy is a Zionist, sir.
Question.
You agree with Zionists.
It's fine.
You believe that Zionists have solved
No need for a speech.
You do.
No need for a speech.
You are an anti-Semite,
Let me read to you.
I was inferring that a civil war is coming if we can't speak to each other and unify behind an idea, especially the idea of being an American. You have now added a verb saying that I was trying to incite civil war. Turns up at my house attempting to kill me like they did 3 weeks ago.
Why are you putting words?
That has nothing to do with you, Piers.
Why are you
the liberal media in and of itself is truly disgusting. It's the reason why Charlie Kirk had to eat a bullet.
Let me respond
because the
to
liberal media convinced. Do not say I said something I didn't say. And do not give some garbage inference trying to get a bunch of clicks on your channel. You may need money, but I don't, sir. So I don't care about clicks. You may be broke. I'm not. I didn't say let's go to civil war.
If I may respond,
say let's start a civil war.
If I may respond,
I said
you can keep talking, Andrew, or you can shut up. I never added any verb. I literally read your post was 2 words.
And neither did
civil. I never added any words to your post. I read out the words civil war. You then clarified it, and I would say to you in return that if you don't want people to misinterpret your post, then maybe post what you actually mean. Do you think black people suffer from crime? Do you think they are also
suffers from crime? Absolutely. Yeah. But I would argue, and perhaps I'm wrong, but that's never happened before, that a black person isn't killed because of the color of their skin. They're going to be killed because there's some other drug dealing debt for them to deal with in inner city Chicago. That young girl was killed because she was white. It was a hate crime, and she was targeted.
We don't actually know that.
Of course we know that.
No.
I'll show you how we know that.
No. I know what you're going to say because I've already debated it. The reality of the situation, you had a severely mentally ill, probably schizophrenic.
I don't give.
I'm about to tell you.
People are mentally ill.
Let's deal with some facts. Then you can.
He said, I got that white girl. You're going to pretend that doesn't matter as if it's not proof.
I didn't say it didn't matter.
Third thing.
I said it suggests a racial motivation.
Everybody who stabs somebody is mentally ill. This mentally ill bullshit. I don't know where this has come from, where someone's a criminal, but they're mentally ill. Every single person who commits murder is mentally ill. Every single person who commits necrophilia is mentally ill. Every single person who believes they can get in and out of a bank with money without getting caught has some kind of mental disorder. They're all mentally ill. I don't care about mentally ill. And here's the final nail in the coffin to your asinine argument, sir. Why did he not stab anyone else on the bus? Because he was already on a bus with 4 people and he didn't touch them. If he's so mental, if he can't control his mind, why didn't he stab any of those? Is it because everyone else on the bus was black? The first white person he sees, he kills and says, I got that white girl. And you don't believe that's enough proof for a court of law to determine that was a racially motivated attack?
And there's pictures of you with certain members of Epstein's circle, and I'm not going to, for a second, going to accuse you of any kind of wrongdoing.
Well, no, but I'm happy to talk about that. But hang on, okay, but look, but you raised that, so I can, but I have explained that very simply. All right. So in 2013, I think it was, I went to a book launch for a guy who was editor of a British newspaper in Manhattan. A lot of starry people there, Stephen Fry, all these people. And I was introduced to a woman I didn't know called Ghislaine Maxwell. And the link was that I was editor of a Daily Mirror in the UK, which was owned by her father for many years, Robert Maxwell, who then fell off a boat and probably killed himself. Maybe not, we don't know. And I had a 5-minute conversation with Ghislaine Maxwell, and a photographer appeared and took group pictures, and then people have cut out me and her and posted it. Now, I've explained that many times. That was the only time I've met Ghislaine Maxwell, had any dealing with her. Never met Jeffrey Epstein, or had any dealings with him. Certainly never went to his island or his parties or anything. That's it. So my full extent of exposure to either of them was 5 minutes at a book launch, standing there, and there happened to be a photographer, and that was 2013. So I argue.
I believe you.
I've got no problem, people. I've got no problem. Well, it doesn't really matter. That's what happened. And